Hey, welcome back. This time we're going to deep dive into patterns again, back on sort of digging through the commentary videos that we did before. We're up to Won Hyo. So, yeah, let's have a look and a thought and a think about what's involved in Won Hyo. So, starts in the first time you see a different stance for starting a pattern in Taekwondo. This is closed, ready stance A, Moa, Jumbisugi A. Feet are together. The fist is left hand on top of right. The first finger of the left hand is in between the first and second knuckle, and the fourth finger of the left hand is in between the third and fourth knuckle, and the other two just fit in nicely there. The thumb rests on the thumb knuckle, and it's 30 centimeters from the philtrum. 30 centimeters. Okay, so this is Moa Jumbasugi A. First movement is Sang Pamak. You've seen it before in Dan Gun. So, sine wave to start, and again, parallel lines, L stance, Sang Pamak. From here, we level off the hands, and at the top of the sine wave, we can kind of tweak this. I was watching, or I was at a seminar with Mr. Stephen Ryan, really good patterns guy, patterns athlete, and he was talking about Won Hyo and this leveling off and how you can kind of curl the hands away ever so slightly to just get a little bit of rotation on them as you drop them in for the inward knife hand strike. So something to think about here. So as we drop the sine wave there, as we drop the weight, we bring in the Anaro Sun Kaltaregi. So let's talk reaction hand first. It's in front of the shoulder but not touching it. Side fist in front of the shoulder but not touching it. It's L stance, half facing, and the Sun Kal is on the neckline, the center line neckline. And it's in front of you. It's in front of you here. So that's your Anaro Sun Kaltaregi. We make a side punch. Now let's just look at the setup for this. The next one is fixed stance Gojung Sugi, and it's side punch. So we pull that front foot back. We get kind of full facing, right? We point the reaction hand where we want to go. We point the foot where we want to go. That lets us load up the hip so that we can drive the side punch forward. A lot of the time, this one just sort of appears and collapses into nothing from nowhere. But by kind of loading it up this way, we can really drop the weight and really create a really good technique. Fixed stance, it's a longer L stance, it's a foot length longer. That's all, and the weight is 50-50 now rather than 70-30. The proportions of the feet are the same. Everything else is the same. From here, we step foot to foot, and we kick off the sine wave in the center of the. As we step them together, we kick off the sine wave again, and it's the same three moves again. Sang Pamak Maki, Sang Kaltaregi, and then Gojung Sugi Yop Apjimuk. Okay, so those three are the same. The points are the same for a lot of them. There's nothing there that's worth really digging into. Okay, next we have Gaborio Jumbisugi A. That's bending ready stance A. So this one is a curse for people when they first start doing it. So let's break it down. First things first, we bring the right foot to foot. We kick off the sine wave, so we drop the weight down, and here as we lift up, the feet stay on the floor. So we come up and we prep the hands, and now when we drop, the foot comes off the floor. Often we'll see that as the body comes up, so will the foot for the bending ready stance. But we want to drop the weight, create the guarding block, and whip that foot off the floor as fast as you can. You can start by practicing this one without the hands first, so just down, up, and as you drop the weight, you pull the foot off the floor into that bending ready stance. Gaborio Jumbisugi A. It should be a little bit more half facing than in this one. It's not the worst, but it's okay. So the blade of the foot is supposed to be parallel to the floor. And that's the only other thing I can really say about this one. From here we chamber and we make side piercing kick, Yop Cha Jiruji, side piercing kick. So we lift the knee up and we push the side kick out. This is one of my worst side kicks, but I'm going to ignore it. Yeah, it's just really bad. The toes are up in the air, the body's collapsing. It's a total banana kick. There was no chamber. Anyway, that's one for me to fix. So kick better than this, please. Recover, and you have your sine wave after your kick, and then you have L stance, Sun Kaldebi Maki. 1, 2, again L stance, 15 degrees with the feet, and now we have another one, 3. Now we have our Sun Sunko Tugi. This is the same as Dosan. Prep the hands, let them face you, roll them back, out you go, center line with the fingertips. Again, like I said in the last time, the finger of the reaction hand in this case, it's the my left hand in the video. It's under the elbow of the striking hand or of the thrusting hand, but it's not touching. The fingers don't touch. Okay, we screw the foot into the floor, we pivot around, and we make the first 3 movements again. Sang Palmak Maki, and then Yop Bap Jumuk. Foot to foot, kick it off. 1, 2, 3. And then you see that rotation for that fixed stance, really pulling that hip back and driving the weight forward. It's a really nice one. The next one is Dalmiyamaki circular block. Circular block is one of those ones that people kind of struggle with as well. So there's a few little nuances in this pattern that people kind of struggle with until they become fluid. So if you look in the encyclopedia, it says bringing the right foot to the left, so you bring back to the center, but it also says keeping the heel. It doesn't say, but the diagram shows the foot off the floor, so it's only the ball of the right foot touching the floor. You can't see it here, but the right heel is actually up. Now, I haven't seen that taught anywhere, but something I noticed when I was reading. Anyway, maybe I'm reading the wrong encyclopedia. So the right foot comes in, and then the left foot goes out. And as the left foot steps out, we drop. And this is the start of our sine wave. Down, we cross the hands in the middle, and they come in a circular motion. From relax. The arms aren't up in the air. Just relax, push them out, and then drop through the middle, forming kind of like an X as you come up. You raise up at the top of the sine wave, and then when you drop, you're half facing on the reverse side. Half facing on the reverse side. So this is one way you can practice this is take your middle block in a normal middle block in a walking stance and just keep the body where it is and swap the feet, and you'll get that reverse side half facing. The blocking hand is in the same line as the back foot. Now that doesn't mean it follows the angle. It means it's in the same line as if you drew a line through the back foot, going straight, the blocking hand would be there as well, rather than skewed out off to the side. It's in the same line, but not following the angle. It's an important difference. From here we make front kick. Keeping the hand, you see that keeping the hand. If you're listening, you won't see, but you keep the hand in the position. The blocking hand from the last technique, you keep that where it was. You make your low front kick. That's just below the belt, not down at the knees or anything, umbilicus. Just below the belt. Make the apchagi, create the sine wave, and it's reverse punch. Reverse punch. On the spot, we create another circular block. So it's drop the weight, circle the hands. As you come up, the hands cross through the middle, and then at the top of the sine wave, as you drop from the top of the sine wave, you finish half facing on the reverse side. So try not to turn this one too early, or you find you lose the snap in the block in the technique. So keep that facing until the very last moment, and then you can just kind of kick the hip into place. Okay, from here we make another front kick and another reverse punch. Again, little details are sine wave after the front kick. It's when you make your front kick here, sometimes we just see people falling into this reverse punch, and it's not correct. Okay, from here we go directly to bending ready stance. There's no kind of foot to foot down. You go direct, and there's a kind of a sine wave as you step through it. You have this down and up and down, and you drop directly. But there's no stop. You push. You go straight from the stance. You push. You can't really see where the hand positions are, but it's the same as it was before. It's a half facing kick. Chamber the knee up as you make your side piercing kick with the right leg, and watch the foot position when you finish. Now, this is important. As you drop, first of all, you're creating your sine wave here by bending the knees and pushing through. But the foot position. Now, if you look at the foot that's just the leg that's just kicked, in this case the right leg, when we retract it, we need to put this one slightly to the right hand side of where our standing foot is. It's in front and to the right hand side. I've heard a shoulder width, a parallel stance, in line with the back heel. I've heard a few different things, right? The important thing is it's not on the same line as the back heel. It's not to the left of the standing foot. It's slightly out to the right hand side, because when you go through and you finish with your next move, which is forearm guarding block, palmak debi maki in L stance. Now when you go foot to foot, and you create another one. Now you're back where you started. When you finish the pattern here, now you're back where you started, or you should be close enough to where you started. If you don't step that right foot kick, that after that right side kick, if you don't place that slightly offset to the right hand side, you end up over to the left hand side of where you started. So it's a really subtle detail, and it's really it's one of those ones that's it's easy to fix. So you should try and fix it. Okay, so that's kind of walking through Won Hyo. It's a cool pattern. Someone told me a while ago it used to be the old black belt pattern. I don't know if you know, let me know. It's a nice pattern. It's the first pattern with real kind of kicking in it. Not real kicking, but you know what I mean. It's the first one with a side kick in it. Some new stances: closed stance, fixed stance. Some new blocks: circular block. There's some nice parts in it. The inward knife hand. These 3 techniques on the spot. So there's some cool parts to it. The key takeaways on this one would be in the bending ready stance, the first one, to kick off the sine wave and to bring the feet to time the lift with the forearm block, not the foot and then the block. So timing everything together. Leveling off the hands in the Anaro Sunkataregi before you go from the Sangpama Maki, leveling off the hands and then dropping the weight and getting that inward knife hand. The circular block is prepared and sort of all the way through is full facing until the last moment when we drop the weight at the top from the top of the sine wave. Then we're half facing on the reverse side, and then that little point on the right foot or the side kick foot positioning after the second side kick to bring you back on your starting spot. They're kind of my sort of takes on Won Hyo. It's not my best performance, but whatever. I don't really care. It's more to give you guys value about what we should be looking for and what rather than here's a great example of a pattern. So these are some of the points I know. If there's stuff that you've seen here or that rather or heard or haven't seen and you'd like to bring up, please chime in and we'll surely have a listen and address them. But yeah, that's the sort of stuff that I can think of. I'm just trying to make sure there's nothing else. Not jumps into my head at the moment. So cool. That's Won Hyo talked and walked. I have to take some time to shoot the next ones. I don't actually have any footage of them recorded, so I'll try and find some time to record them and hopefully get them up to you in the next little while. Okay, cool. Thanks for listening and watching, and if you like it all, give it a share and a subscribe and so on and so forth. And yep, we'll see you in the next one. Take care.